Hello students, welcome to this first session, first lecture of your third semester, Computer Organization and Architecture or Computer Architecture and Organization. In this first lecture, we will see what is the definition of computer architecture and organization, why we need computer architecture and organization, why should we read this subject, because we are going to give it almost full 6 months. Why should we read it? Then what is the difference between architecture and organization, and describe the operation of a computer at the functional level. I hope you know all this. Everyone has used computer nowadays. Explain the function of main components of a computer system. Yes, you know that. And how the various components of computer interact with each other, or various subsystems of computer interact with each other, and how they are organized. So let's move. Do you think something from this diagram? Are you getting something from this diagram? Yeah, anybody? Okay, it shows computer with peripherals, some communication lines. What are those communication lines? It may be network, it may be modem, yes. And peripherals, it may be your audio, cameras, or other printers and all this. Whatever you want to connect, mouse. And what the computer is composed of? It's CPU. Okay. Then there is memory. Good. Then there is some input-output device. Input device could be your mouse, keyboard, and output could be your monitor. And how these components are connected together? Through system bus. Okay. But that's the basic components. Let's move. First, tell me what a computer is. Okay. What do you mean by computer? Something which computes. Okay. What do you mean by compute? What do you mean by computation? It's not calculation only, but some logical decisions processing too. Okay. So basically it performs calculations as well as some logical decision making. Some decision making based on some logic. Agreed? So take it as box in which there is one input, some processing, and then there is some output depending on the some logics. Good. As seen in the previous slide, what are the various subsystems of computer? CPU, buses, memory, input output. Any doubt on this? Okay. Now how these are connected together? We can come to this slide after some time, but for the time being, just see there are three kind of buses, like address, data, and control bus. Because everything is in terms of 0 and 1. You are quite aware. Everything is in terms of 0 and 1. Computer processing is in terms of either 0 or 1. While the whole world is analog. But processing is in terms of digital, binary, 0 or 1. Of course, there are many number systems, but the base for all is 0 and 1. We will come to that after some time. I just want to show by this slide that how the most important components like CPU, also called the brain of computer, memory, and input-output devices are connected through each other, and the medium through connection is these three kind of buses. Okay, let's move. Okay, so we have defined computer, something which computes. Compute means logical as well as calculations. Now, what is architecture? What is organization? What is architecture? Architecture refers to those attributes of a system visible to a programmer. Architecture refers to those attributes of a system visible to a programmer. And what about organization? Refers to the operational units and their interconnections that realize the architectural specifications. Okay, let's compare with the English words. Architect. Who is architect? One, those who gives you the blueprint. An architect for a building even decides how much depth the basement is, but that depth is not visible to the person living in there. Okay. Of course, the person who constructs the building constructs the base for that, but a user, a family living in the room, living in the house, does not have access to basement. So architecture refers to those attributes. Similarly, in computer, architecture refers to those attributes of a system which are visible to a programmer, so that programmer actually builds on that system. Programmer actually builds using that hardware some software, some program for the sake of user. It's visible to system programmer. We will see what a system programmer is. Like organization refers to operational unit and their interconnections. So when the simplest question is, how do you multiply? You can multiply by repetitively adding the same number. Like if I say 3 by 2 or 3 by 4, what you can get directly 12, or add 3 times or add 4 times 3, you will get the answer as 12. So it's an organizational issue whether I should multiply by repeated addition or I should have an instruction. Instruction set architecture provides a good idea what a microprocessor can do, provides no information on how to use the processor in a bigger system, like how much RAM you should use and all this. That's organizational issue. Your microprocessor or microprocessor can work with 4 GB, 64 GB or anything. But what's your requirement, 4 GB or 64 GB, decided by the organization. Thank you.